Obviously, after 2 weeks, we surely expected to play better than what we did. What's also becoming obvious to me that our biggest battle is amongst ourselves and learning how to overcome that. Was kind of disappointed in terms of defensively. We didn't stop them in a way that would give us an opportunity to really get a chance to get something going. I know offensively we did some good things in the first couple of drives, but then we kind of stalled, and they had a great second quarter, which they exploded and put a lot of points on the board. And then we didn't answer at all in the second half, and then they came back out in the third quarter and did some things to put some points on the board. And it was just we put ourselves in a position again. It was just hard to overcome, but very, very disappointed, especially when we've had a couple weeks to prepare. Their speed was a big issue. We also didn't tackle as well as I would have liked, especially early. I thought there was a couple opportunities, even in the first half, to get them off the field. We didn't respond to that, and as a result, they ended up putting points on the board.
Why has it been hard to establish any kind of offensive consistency and rhythm?
Well, early on, what we thought we could do, we were doing in terms of being able to run the ball. And we got some things going there. And then, we tried to balance it a little bit more with the passing game because they were starting to load the box. And as they got ahead, which is a tendency in the last 4 or 5 games, people start to bring a lot of pressure. And as a result, especially in the passing game, you get some inconsistencies there. And then there are times when we have run calls and they end up sending pressure and more than we can block, and then it just creates from an offensive perspective, just no continuity. It creates a lot of disruption.
Coach, Houston was still throwing the ball deep into the game. It seemed like after the 54-yard pass in the third quarter, your guys woke up and you scored 2 more touchdowns. Did you notice some sort of chippiness or something that got into them after Houston kept passing the ball, or was that a coincidence?
No, I think in terms of offensively, we shifted gears a little bit and started doing some things probably that they hadn't practiced, which gave us some momentum. Greg made a couple big runs. Ruck made a catch, and so it was those things, but it wasn't nothing I thought that from a spirit standpoint that they did that woke us up. Offensively, I just thought we kind of shifted gears a little bit. Now, I did, we were able to get a fumble the back end of the third quarter, which, we finally stopped them. So the guys kept playing, but I think it was more about what we did offensively. Mm-hmm.
What return they got? Just kind of opened the floodgates.
Well, it did, but if Darius makes the tackle, we got him down there in reasonable field position, and we'll give our defense an opportunity to play. But he misses the tackle, and again, their speed kind of showed up again, and as a result, they end up scoring.
Can you tell me how their pace of offense bothers you defensively? I think it was a really tough start.
To me, it really wasn't their pace; it was their speed. I mean, it was almost like we were stuck in mud. They were running by us left and right. Their backs, and that was a great concern of mine. I knew they had really good team speed, but to see us not even be in the ballpark concerned me greatly.
Where do you go with this team now? With 4 games left, what is your focus?
Well, we got to continue to pursue getting them better. You look out there, especially from a defensive standpoint, you know exactly what's going on. The thing that we're really and truly going to have to take a hard look at is that, when we get on the offensive side of the ball, some things to manufacture some plays that are not to the point to where we need all 11 guys to execute, because up front sometimes people they beat us up front. They control the line of scrimmage, and when you do this, it's always going to be tough. But we got to find some balance and also create some ways to just be able to move the ball offensively, because that is, that's a real issue.
Coach, as long as there are backup quarterbacks, I guess there are going to be quarterback controversies. Cannon put up 14 points. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be something that you look about making a change this week?
Well, we're going into this game. We had plans on playing Cannon anyways. But what we got to look at is really and truly more of what we're doing as opposed to who's doing it. And then once you look at what you're doing, you can apply who's doing it once you go forward. But that's certainly something that we can do. Because again, when Ryan's in there and guys get ahead of us, they come out to run in pass, load the box. They bring pressure both ways, and again, for a young guy, he's forced to make some quick decisions, and also, pass protection got to improve. And I understand that, they're bringing pressure, but if it's 5 or 6 guys, we should be able to, sustain whatever they're doing, and we're not putting ourselves in position at times to, allow him to get rid of the ball. And sometimes he holds the ball too long, based on different looks that they're giving him. So, it's a mixture of things.
Mm-hmm. When you look at that, what Greg gave you, to the amount of yards and how hard he ran, what did you see?
Well, Greg, he understood today, especially from a running back perspective, what we needed to do, and we were very, very fortunate to have him play the way that he did and create some opportunities for us to put points on the board. But I certainly like the way that he that not only started but he finished it, and he wanted to play to the bitter end, which says a lot about him.